I pray to the divinity in you. Before I talk to you, another last 4 rungs of the ladder of yoga, I want to describe, explain, and teach you few practical methods, practices, which are very useful for you, which you can practice in your daily life. There are practices which are very difficult. I can mention them, but I will not tell you to practice. Where I'll say, these are meant to be practiced, please listen to me. For pranayama is my not only favorite subject, but I challenge the whole world, and I am open for that, as far as pranayama is concerned. I told you there are 2 meanings of this. Pra means first unit of life. First unit of life is that unit which means something that springs from the soul, which is called center of consciousness within. That first ray that springs, which is called in Christianity a silver cord, that is called prana. Mundak Upanishad explains this, mentions this. Yama means learning to direct that force. Pranayama. But here Patanjali is not talking about that pranayama. Patanjali is talking about the breathing exercises. Now in the Gita, those who have studied Gita from practical viewpoint, they understand. I told you Gita is not a religious book. And where you find religion, discard it in Gita. But where the yogas are explained, study them. Study all the great religions of the world, filter them, use them, the practical methods for your unfoldment, for your growth. That is the way I studied. In Gita it says, asochan nanyasochastum pragya badan svash gata sun gata suscha nanusochanti pandita. Who is considered to be a learned man? Not one who has many degrees, not one who has, not learned, pandit, the word pandit. Not one who knows a particular language, who has studied many scriptures, no. Gatasu, agatasu. There are 2 types of beings in the world. We see 2 types of beings. I am with you, after some time I will be gone. This body will be not there. This movement will be not there. I am gatasu. Agatasu, those who are living. So those who are living and those who are departed. Pandit is he who has knowledge of those, both who are here and hereafter. The knowledge of life here and hereafter makes one Pandit. Asu means what? Asu does not mean horse. Asu means prana. Asu literally means horse. Okay. There is one beauty in Sanskrit language. You see. That is a very remarkable. You have heard word Agni. Agni means fire. In Vedas, there are more than 300 meanings of Agni. you will have to learn where to apply what type of meaning. Then you are considered to be a great scholar. Asu means, here, asu is breath. You have two breaths. This is inhalation and this is exhalation. Actually, these two breaths are the horses. But the horse without rider is of no use, it's an animal. Somebody is riding the horses, these two breaths, and that is called prana. The breath is not prana, remember that. Breath is vehicle. As vehicle is driven by a driver, the breath, you are inhaling and exhaling, there is something living in it. Otherwise, scientists would find out the composition, pump all that composition in dead body and you come alive. Whatever they find in your breath, they can find the composition very easily, scientifically. If you pump that composition, oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, whatever is there, proportionately as you find in living being, still the dead body, dead person cannot become alive. Because the rider is not there. Who is riding the horse breath? So, Pandit is he, that yogi is he, who has got knowledge not only of the vehicle, but the rider. If the vehicle is not right, the rider cannot do anything. If the vehicle is beautiful and the rider does not know how to drive, that's chaotic. When you find a disturbance in your breath, it means something. Your breath tells you something. The language of the breath is very profound. Remember this. Body language is not so profound. Breath language is very profound. That's why I say breath is barometer of the body and mind both. It registers the conditions of the body, it registers the condition of mind. If something is happening to my body, I am in pain, my breath will change. If I am in agony, pain, my breath will jerk. If somebody gives me some sad news, I'll say, ah. Breath becomes shallow. I'll create a pause. Those who understand this profound language, they are called prana vadana or prana vedana. They know the language of prana. They say our philosophy is so profound, so exact, that there is no other philosophy. Your religions are not practical. How do they prove? They say we all human beings are breathing. And we all human beings are dependent on something who is supplying breath. Anywhere I twist my head, no matter in which condition I am. I am a sage, I am a criminal, I am a lawyer, I am a doctor, I am a teacher. It is available to me without any discrimination. Because I meditate for a long time and I do japa, so God will give me a good breath and will not give good breath to criminal? No. So these people say we are very close to the reality, we are very close to the science, therefore we understand, you people simply talk and discuss. Our philosophy is so profound. Our philosophy is very practical. We all are breathing. We are brothers and sisters. This whole universe is a family. And there is only one supplier who is supplying life breath to all. Jewish literature confirms this idea. Life is breath and breath is life. It says. In this compact sutra, whole science of breath comes. Now, anyone who knows the behavior of this breath can prolong life. I'm going to give you a hint. How can you work hard for a long time, not get tired? And how can you prolong your life, which is the practice that anyone can do in the world without any teacher? This is my subject matter today, and then I'll go ahead. Breathing exercises do directly scientifically affect the motion of lungs. If you monitor the motion of lungs, you come to know that shallow breath will change the motion of lungs. Now see, if I am doing it in agony, the graph will be different. If I am jogging, the graph will be different. You see? Now, when I am doing this, what is happening to the heart? I will explain to you. This shallow breathing, fast breathing, unnatural breathing in abnormal condition is disturbing the motion of lungs, which is disturbing the right vagus nerve too. Right vagus nerve has something to do with our digestion. So when digestive tract is affected, immediately you feel like going to bathroom. So you'll find anyone who is too much emotional will find wants to go to bathroom. If it is serious, then bigger bathroom. If it is less, then little bathroom. You see. Why? Because right vagus nerve is disturbed. Its function is disturbed. What is disturbed? Not only that. When motion of lungs are disturbed, they are not disturbed when you are doing exercise, because you are doing it under your conscious control. But if you form the habit of shallow breath, it is not exercise, it's injurious. It is preparing to have heart attack, because you are constantly disturbing the pumping station that pumps blood to the brain. You have only 2.5 to 3 minutes reserve oxygen in your brain. If you go beyond this capacity, you can die. But the yogis can live for many, many years and months, because they know how to slow down the metabolism, how to give rest to that particular part of the body which has got subtle muscles, involuntary system. We demonstrated it now that there is nothing like involuntary system. It can be brought under voluntary control because of the breath. But look here, if you say, is it a spiritual exercise? According to me, it is not. It is a preparation for higher rung. If you do not allow me to go outside, how can I go to the kitchen and eat? If your body creates obstacle for you, you cannot meditate. If your breath creates obstacle for you, you cannot deal with your mind. Though it is not a spiritual exercise, but it is a must, auxiliary, important exercise. There are many, many exercises. In advanced stage, you can do the exercises which are very difficult. I am not going to mention and waste your time, but those which are useful exercise. first useful exercise is deep diaphragmatic breath. You don't see your diaphragm. The healthiest muscle in your body is your diaphragm. You can move grand piano with the help of your diaphragmatic muscle. It's so strong. Even the weakest person's diaphragm is very strong. But it becomes inactive. It loses its capacity when it is not used. You don't allow your finger to be used for 1 year, you know what happened? You will find difficulty to do this. Therefore, the function of diaphragm should be understood by the students, aspirants properly. When you push in your abdomen, it pushes in your diaphragm. And then that diaphragm pushes in your lungs. What are the lungs? Oh. If you spread your lungs, all the tissues of the lungs, do you know how much will it? At least 35 miles. You can spread it in 35 miles length. So many tissues. If you gather them together, they can be kept in a cage. The lungs are the storehouse, warehouse of exchange, where carbon dioxide and oxygen is exchanged. You are inhaling, this is going to the lungs, and you are working, and wherever it is needed, the oxygen is going to that particular part, being consumed, and the burn up part rushes back to the lungs. So this is inhalation of the oxygen, and this is exhalation of that. Now, you can disturb the motion of your lungs and disturb your health. You take care of your food so much, it's very good. You are becoming aware of nutritious food. So once Dr. Green went to the director of Mr. Menninger, Karl Menninger, who is German, and he started talking about diet. You know what did he say? You are a diet nut. You are depriving me of my hamburger. But once you become aware of this, that is not enough. Most important food, if you really want to know, is pranas. You can live without food for many days. You cannot live without prana, even for many minutes. So, one point. How to regulate the motion of lungs means how to have the lungs to expel the carbon dioxide and to inhale, to take in the energy. Input and output should be regulated. For that purpose, to keep the motion of lungs regulated, you learn the exercises. Respiratory system, medically, scientifically, controls all other systems. If respiratory system fails, other system cannot survive. No system in the body. You see. Therefore, it is important for you to understand. So first purpose is, if you do not exhale and keep the motion of lungs regulated, keep balance between exhalation and inhalation to expel, if you cannot expel carbon dioxide, and you see, if you cannot inhale enough oxygen, what is going to happen? The toxins will be built in your body and will create many, many problems. You can never think properly. Your thinking will be always clouded. This is one of the reasons that many people cannot concentrate and think well. Therefore, any method which does not include pranayama system is considered to be incomplete. Now, Buddhist school of meditation, which is totally based on, philosophy is based on meditation, knows and understands only something up to pranic level, nothing beyond that. Beyond that, they say, those who have studied Buddhism will understand, no mind theory. I don't have mind, so I don't have to control my mind. I don't have to have conscious control over my mind. But this theory is not going to help. I still think. And my thing disturbs, whether I have mind or not, my thinking disturbs, and that affects on my nervous system and body. If I constantly become negative and threatened and frightened, it will wreck my nervous system and I will have some serious problem and it will be projected on my body. Therefore, it is important for us to know more about ourselves, not only up to breath. Zen, Zazen talk only up to breath, not beyond that. All the exercises are borrowed from the yoga system. When I was at Detroit, I visited this country, and many speakers were talking. So they thought he's a poor Indian and especially from Himalaya, very primitive man. So they gave me the last day. I waited for the days. It was Sunday. So I said, these people, I attended everyone's lecture. Everybody was talking something over it, nothing practical, all nonsense. So there was one person, he was SRF teacher. I knew Paramahansa Yoganandaji personally, in my personal life. We knew each other, we loved each other. He knew my guru, I knew his tradition. It is very close. So I thought, let me hear what this person speaks. He talked about what medicine will do. He gave appetizer, but he never served the food. Finally. So one day earlier, I appeared in Channel 7, educational system. I did not condemn anybody, but I said, a yogi should have control, and if he does not have control, he cannot meditate. And there were doctors and all that, the monitoring, all the whole country saw it, Manager Foundation saw it, and then they approached me. Next day, the seats were only 2,500, and they sold 5,000 seats because they wanted to earn money. And the organization packed up with the money and went away. Sold 5,000. Poor speaker was left. And they broke the windows and doors and everything because there were only 2,500 seats. But in a way it helped me. People said, no, we will have his lecture in a bigger hall. So next day bigger hall was arranged and I spoke. The subject matter was given to me was karma and reincarnation, which is not the subject matter here now. So one benefit you get by regulating these two, inhalation and exhalation, you are free from the toxins that you build in your body. You see, if you retain toxins for some time and do not know how to, it is exactly like that. Please eat and don't go to bathroom for some time, not on time. How uneasy it is for you. You can understand how injurious it could be. Exactly like that. Therefore, as you eat food, go to bathroom, so is the case you should do one exercise. That exercise should be inhalation and exhalation. Equal inhalation and equal exhalation. Now, if you count it, please look towards me. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is only for you to understand, but not to practice that way. Because if you do one, there will be jerk in the breath. If you do two, there will be second jerk. If you do three, during practice you don't do that. What do? You have points in your body, which are called chakras. Here, in this, you make this point. Now, breath follows mind and mind follows breath. Here you are doing breathing exercise. If you pay attention towards the breath will be conscious of the mind's presence and mind will be conscious of the breath's presence. And this is twin laws of life. So exhale as though you are exhaling to the, and then inhale without anything. This exercise is very good. Very good exercise. How to keep, this is, you are doing breathing, but there is another point that is involved with it, with your mind, thinking process. You should give something to your mind, otherwise mind will think, breathe, and you are thinking this way. No. You can use a sound which does not disturb your breath. Shall I tell you something? You will be shocked. If you do japa and if you do bad mantra japa, you can have heart attack. Yeah. If you do not know right way of doing your japa, your breath can become shallow and that will disturb the motion of your lung, that will disturb your pumping station, and one day you will have heart attack. Is God's name meant to give you heart attack? No. Therefore, spiritual practices, there is a word in English, it's a beautiful word, many of you will not know. Gnosis. Do you know how to spell it? What? What do you mean by that? Knowledge of spiritual mysteries. That subject which is not devoted to Mr. or to Miss, but to mystery, that is called gnosis. You understand? How breath behaves is a very interesting subject. Mind becomes very subtle if you systematically meditate. You jump, immediately start. No need of doing it. In first stage, posture, how to sit still. Doesn't matter how many months it takes, not more than 2-3 months. Don't do anything, just know how to sit still. Body will rebel because you are trying to train the body, which is like a child, untrained child. Many gestures body will create. They are not Kundalini gestures. Don't listen to that. Don't use drugs. But drugation is different from meditation. Drugation will injure the finest nerve channel, pranic channel, but meditation will allow it to flow properly. Many of you think that you will have experience, you will have some unusual, you can have some unusual experience. I can give you unusual experience. Come to the roof and I'll push you from there. Just like drug. Take pills and you will have that type of experience. But it's not healthy, it's not injurious. What will happen to you there, after that, you know that. In meditation, don't use meditation, don't use drug and then do meditation. Many of you did it before. Now, I don't think you do it. But if someone tells you, it is not going to help you. Though Patanjali talks about this. But when Patanjali is talking about it, he is talking in a different sense. I will come to that point later on. So here, I am telling you that 1 or 2 months you should just spend how to sit. Why do you want to do new experiments? I don't want to listen to Swami Rama, I will do my experiments. How do you want to sit? It's comfortable like this, Swami. In few minutes I find you snoring. No. There are two things. The body should be comfortable, at ease, and you should be steady. These 2 points. Sthira, Sukha, Asana. Sthira means steady and comfortable. Keeping your head, neck and trunk straight. You can use some support for the time being. Now, you have a tendency. If you are lazy, you have a tendency to go this way. That shows a teacher. When you tell teacher, I have this problem, teacher will note down, this student is lazy student. Now, egotistical students, those has ego and those who do not have capacity and sometimes jump and hurt themselves. Suppose you have a flabby body and you want to do ballerina. You want to become ballerina. And you start dancing. You are going to hurt yourself because you are not prepared for it. Sometimes body does like this. This means ego problem. Sometimes body does like this. Because somewhere you have seen a doctor's sign like this, you know. So he said, oh, on your spinal column, the energy is moving like this. And if you say something, my kundalini is awakened. You cannot reach anywhere. These are the signs and symptoms called from ikshipta and vikshipta mind. Remember that, don't forget. At any stage you are, don't jump into meditation. Preliminaries are very important. How to? You can make a circuit. That's why these fingers are kept. Why they are kept? Energy is discharged through that part of limb which has come out of body. Think about it, what I am saying. Any part of the limb which has come out, projected outside the body, through those projections we discharge our energies. Lips, nose, eyes, ears. If you study human anatomy from yogic viewpoint, you will come to know that any projection, any limb coming out of the body, small and bigger, is responsible for discharging our energy, for dissipating our energy. So what do? We become aware of this. So according to yoga, the best of all sitting postures or meditative posture is called Siddhasana. Come. You come over here. Yes. What is the Siddhasana? Accomplished pose. All other poses, I want to give you some practical experience, instead of talking too much, blah, 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 Now, this is called Sukhasana. This way. But this is called no asana. It should be straight. Huh? Yeah. Now, why do I say, if you keep a support, see? Now, turn your face this side. Yeah, just more. I'm not hurting you. See? It's not aligned. No, it's aligned. But at the same time, your lower limbs should be assimilated properly. Now I'm telling you something. Keep this in your hand. Now watch me. Wait. Hey, what are you doing? Hey! Will you please get up? Get up. Okay. I am doing first easy posture, though I don't sit in easy posture. I don't meditate. I do japa on easy posture. I don't meditate on easy posture. Now, put the head is there. Wait. Come on. Put it here as I did to you. Move. And what did you do? You did like this. There was so much gap. You did not allow energy to flow. So few days you should always find a rest so that you practice of doing that. It's important for you to watch how you walk or how you sit. Have you seen me doing how I walk? Many people, those who are new, they misunderstand. Oh, Swami Rama seems to be very proud. I said, why? Why do you walk like this? I said, I want to keep my spinal column straight. Okay. It's important. Only two things. Then, now see, where it rests? It rests down. You explain to them. Where am I resting my knee? Here. I'm not pressing the bone. Just. And where is the other foot? Resting here. This is easy pose. First, start with easy pose. Here support, gently close your eyes. Now watch which part of body creates a gesture. You will come to know that part of body has some problem. If head does like that, if shoulders do like that, sometimes you jerk, sometimes you perspire. So there are three categories of sadhakas, aspirants. Those who perspire too much, not good. Maybe some inefficiency in the secretion of endocrine gland system. I was taught medical science because I wanted to know all this. Okay. See? Come back? Yeah. Now it is okay. So first few days you should see. You will find slowly all the turmoils on physical level is arrested. Don't rush. Second step, to watch your breath. Do any exercise, but final exercise should be even breathing. How do you do even breathe? Not by counting. That counting is just to let you know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This digital will are telling you to count according to your capacity, and once you know the capacity digital way, then you should leave that because it will create jerks in your breath. Those who do not do anushthanas, no. Panditji and Avasthaji will understand, Sharmaji will understand. Sit down, Sandhya. Or you can sit next to me. I will leave. And Purushchanas, why they are done? If you remember a long mantra, your problem of breath will be gone. If you remember a short mantra, perhaps your problem will increase. Teacher should be so skilled, he should know what the problem my student has. Has he got bad digestion? Is he sick? Then teacher says, okay, navel center is the center for focusing your mind. Why does he say that? Because breath will follow the mind and mind follows the breath. That's the point. If you take the graphs of your breath all the time from morning till evening, you will come to know a healthy man takes 24 to 25,000 breaths a day. But a yogi takes only 22,000. He can even reduce. Very good sportsmen. Heartbeat is very low. Why? Their hearts are very healthy. How are they breathing? I am going to give you two techniques, not to show off, not to boast, but just to practice. No, when I am speaking, please don't, because I will forget what I am saying. Okay, Sid, what do you want to say?
I just want to know if you have an arch in your back when you're sitting straight slightly. And
It will become arch.
do you have one?
Yeah, everyone has.
Okay, so that's new. You don't mean so straight that you're pressing that arch out?
No.
Okay, thank you.
See how much you have disturbed people? And nobody is allowed to do that. You can put that question. Can you remind me what I was talking to you? No, let her. Now, if you ask a cardiologist who has extensively understood the cardiac arrests, he will tell you. If you breathe shallowly, I wish there was a machine here so I could demonstrate. Shallowly. I am breathing very deep first and slowly decreasing. What will be the condition of my heart? My heart will start pumping blood fast. So beats will rise from 60 to up to 250, 300. And after that, you see, cardiac arrest. Another point. How can I slow down my heartbeat? I inhale 10. I exhale. The best and finest of all exercises are two exercises, because I am leading a shortcut. First exercise, even breath. Second exercise, the amount of energy that you inhale, twice of that you exhale, because you live in a polluted city. To expel that, which are settled in the pockets within us, you use double exhalation. You force, during that time in double exhalation, the muscles will be squeezed, muscle will force to expel the carbon dioxide, used up gas. Very healthy exercise. Go according to your capacity. If you can inhale 4, you can exhale 8. Then again you should come back to this. 2 exercises. Have you understood or not? Say. Yes. Third exercise. Yes.
Are you saying while you're practicing the exercise, you do one cycle 2 to 1 and then one cycle equal?
Yes. First you should do the exercise, equal breathing exercise, then you should do 2 to 1. Then you should again do equal breathing side.
One cycle 2 to 1, one cycle equal, one cycle 2 to 1.
Yes. Okay? Twice a day is very healthy. Those who are committed, 3 times a day. Not overdoing. Another exercise I am telling you. That includes, breathing has three sides: inhalation, exhalation, and twice pause. Do you feel uncomfortable, son? Yes. Okay, so go there. He's honest though. He feels that he's being watched. No, that. Good boy, he's honest though. You see? Now there is another thing. Please pay attention. What do you mean by death? Death literally means when you inhale and you cannot exhale again. And when you have exhaled, you cannot inhale again. That's called death. We are dying every 2-3 times a minute. We inhale and then we don't exhale immediately. That pause is called death. So death means pause. A long pause is death. A short pause is a disease. To omit the pause is yoga. Are you understanding? So, when you inhale and exhale with this is very helpful. For all your mental problems, this exercise is unique. Suppose you have many problems. Your husband did not treat you well. Your father did not treat you well. Your boyfriend did not help to them. Do this. You committed a mistake, leaning on others. Who are they to treat me and not treat me? I am individual. I have my own way. You see, as Tagore says, Ekla chalo. Make your own path. Why do you want to follow someone's path? Don't hurt, injure, harm anybody, yet you follow your own path. So, this exercise is very helpful to rid of all emotional problems and deep hang-ups. You don't create a pause. You don't allow pause to be created. You are aware that no pause should be created. If you do not do breathing exercises, you might create longer pause, which is not needed by your system, which surely will create disease, coronary heart diseases, many muscular diseases, many nervous diseases, for which there is no pill, no medicine. Let any doctor come forward and convince me that there is a medicine for that. Not at all. I am eating bad food, chips whole day from morning till evening. What doctor's pill will do it? So is the case with breathing. Doctor can help you only when you tell doctor, I am committing this mistake. Swami can help you when you say, I have this habit. These three exercises are very important for you to do. All other exercises are meant to regulate the motion of lungs, prepare your breath, not to disturb your mind. If breath is harmonious, mind is not disturbed. If breath is perfectly harmonious, the mind remains in a joy. Have you heard the word dichotomy? There are two sides of the moon. One is bright side, one is dark side. But there is another thing. That's called trichotomy, like a fork. The trichotomy does not oppose dichotomy. Those three aspects should be together. Breath, harmonious breath, conscious mind, calming, learning to calm down, conscious mind, and learning to allow to come forward from the unconscious mind. They are linked. This whole process, they cannot be separated. They are not different. You are prepared physically, body is still, and the breath is calm. For a few days, please Don't do any mantra, don't do anything. You will enjoy. You will enjoy. Physical stillness, you will enjoy muscle. Relax muscle. You see. Breath, harmonious breath, you will enjoy nervous system, and both muscles are very healthy. If you really want to enjoy your health, which you don't, when you are doing exercises there, I ask, what are you thinking? I am thinking of my girlfriend. This is not the time to think of your girlfriend. You are doing exercise, pay attention towards your exercise. If you train your mind to think what you are doing, you have done. So you have formed a habit. You think you are here, I don't see you, you are not here. Your minds are somewhere else. And when you are somewhere else, you are here actually. Why? Because you never cared to train your minds. This process is going to help you. These three exercises are more profound exercises which will help you. Suppose you are a therapist, a doctor, a psychologist, a psychiatrist. Patient comes crying. Don't tell her that you are going to introduce a yoga exercise, a pranayama, no. Tell her to relax. Just teach her deep but diaphragmatic breath. It will help. Teach her 2-to-1 exercise. It will 100% help. These exercises have been proved very helpful scientifically. So I am not afraid of explaining to you scientifically. I don't care. If you challenge me, come on. Let's go to the lab and get them examined. They will come correct. Advanced exercises that Kathopanishad says, lower arni or upper arni, apana and prana. Up, they say. Pranapana gati, ruddha pranayam parayana, though nobody understands the meanings of it. The master says, prana and apana, this is prana. That is inhalation. Apana is exhalation. How do you join them together? How do you make these arnis together and create a fire? Because prana is a fire. Breath is a fire. How do you do that? By not allowing any pause. Then you control the pause. If you have controlled the pause, you have controlled death. Death can never come to your door if you know pranayama. Okay, you come. And I will not create the pause. Which way will you come and take me? Death will snatch your body when you have created the pause. There is no chance for death to come in if there is no pause. So pranayama means having control over the pause. That is the purpose of winning, controlling the death. Death, in the progress of growth, the final stage is death. It's not a bad thing. But if you are not prepared, it's very bad. You see. So when you understand the mysteries of death, by understanding that moment when body separates from breath, doesn't function, body separates, this unit, breathing, conscious mind, this particular unit separates from another unit. That's called death. Death means separation, not complete annihilation. Yogi dies every day consciously and comes back. That practice is taught to us every day. 2 practices in the monastery are taught. Urdharetas. Now, you say Urdharetas becomes impotent, then he cannot, you see, get married and have children? No. It means then he has complete control over. He will not have nightmare. He will never see a woman in the dream. He will never run around like a stupid fellow. Whatever he does consciously. He has complete control over ejaculation. That's the point. both women and men. You see. This is meant so that energy, the flow of energy, is completely utilized instead of wasted. My master told me one day that whole world thinks that sexual union is the greatest of joy. He said, I agree, but if you take out sex and say union is the greatest joy, I agree, he told me. Sexual union gives a glimpse of joy, but that glimpse does not expand. For expansion of that glimpse, you are here, you search. Search comes, you want to keep the joy forever and ever, perennial joy. But it doesn't happen. Why? You are searching things at the wrong place. You are churning the sand and you want to take oil out of it. And not possible, it's not there. That permanent joy, that perfect joy, that everlasting joy is not there in physical union. It's only glimpse. So he told one thing to the, all were Swamis, you know. He said that why whole world finds great joy, why man finds great joy when he ejaculates or discharges? Everyone kept quiet. He said, come on, you all are Swamis, you should know everything. You should have all the knowledge, profound knowledge. If somebody householder asks you this question, if you cannot answer, it's very bad for you. I was sitting quietly. I was only 18 years of age. I did not know what he was talking because I only knew about women at the age of 28. First time I saw nude picture at the age of 28. And when I saw, I was shocked. And then I looked at it. I did not know anything. I am telling you truthfully. Then I took it to my master. He said, you stupid, I am not your classmate, I am not your friend, get out of this place. Because he was the best friend to me. I miss him only for only one reason. I could talk to him anything and everything. I could give him bad names, I could laugh, I could hug him, I could kiss him. You see, talk to him, any subject. What's possible and the best possible. At that situation, since then I am lonely in a way. You know, but my master told me, look at those Himalayan mountain peaks. All the peaks are lonely. Enjoy that. If you learn to enjoy your loneliness, you are never lonely. That's my point. You see. So he told one thing, he asked, come on, answer me, and nobody would answer. He said, there is a technique in yoga that will help you to understand this. If you learn to how to prevent ejaculation and have control, you will have more joy than discharging it. In discharge you have so much joy. If you prevent it, how much joy will you feel? No one has experience. Therefore we teach you that Urdhva how to lead upwards. Retas means semen. Urdhva means upwards traveling. You see. Simple method. Anyway, after teaching you these exercises, that's not enough. Pratyahara. From here starts another 4 rungs, last 4 rungs of the ladder, which is called in English Raja Yoga. Actually, there is nothing like Raja Yoga. This word has been used by Swami Vivekananda for the first time for the convenience of Western people. Raja means royal, Yoga means path. Why it is considered to be royal path? Because this path has milestones. When you go, you should know how many miles you have come and how many miles you have to go. That path leads you to your final destination, and that is called palace, where His Majesty dwells. But that is not outside you, inside you, in the deep recesses, within the chamber of your being, His Majesty resides. You are systematically going from gross to subtler and then to subtlest aspect of your being. Pratyahara. What pratyahara means? Come on, say. Now, if you say withdraw your senses and live in the world, it's not possible. Patanjali says when you meditate, you should learn to withdraw your senses during that time. And then you will have control, and then whenever you want to withdraw your senses, what do the senses do? Why senses should be withdrawn? What bad are they doing? Come on. How? Mind has 10 agencies to work with. So when mind wants to work in the external world, it uses 10 agencies, 5 gross and 5 subtle senses. By withdrawing means by isolating by not functioning with the 10 agencies. Still the problem is not over. Whatever you have done before, all the impressions are stored in the back mind, which is called unconscious mind. For conscious mind is a small part of the totality of your mind. Now, suppose suddenly you come to me and catch hold of my hand. What is the duty of my whole being? To protect that hand. When you are trying to cultivate and culture the small part of your mind, what happens to unconscious mind? It becomes very active. During that time you need guidance. If you are not guided during that time, you cannot go ahead. It is happening with everybody. You are trying. Suppose I am a little girl from college. I had a very good boyfriend. That is over. I got married to a very handsome, healthy man whom I loved and liked, prince of my life. I am meditating. Suddenly, the impression of my boyfriend, which is in the storehouse memory, came forward. I said, hello, how are you? You know that I am married? He said, no. You know, I still like you, you're a good friend. He said, but I love you. You waste your time, yet your loyalty towards your husband is not there. And it repeats again and again. You might even land towards divorce. It's stirring something. When you stir something, you have to be very careful. There you use a point to let go. Here you have to use 2 things. Determination. Today I am meditating, no power on the earth, from outside, from inside, has power to disturb me. I don't want to disturb. Who are you to disturb me? There was a time when, I used to be in the cave and I was very mischievous. I used to disturb Swami. Everybody closed their eyes and there was none to play with me. So I got fed up. So I would insert my finger in somebody's nose, make, this and do like this and keep quiet. I had to play some mischief. So one day Swami took me outside and gave me caning. I started crying. Other Swami say, you don't have right to beat, get out of this. Why did you beat up him? He was kicked out of the... But then I didn't leave that bad habit. See? It was because I'm a child and everybody was matured, they used to sleep. So finally I disturbed my master. And I rode on his shoulder and I said, what is this? You close your eyes all the time? Play with me. And he put me in his lap, my leg this side, my face on the chest, and he started meditating. I can tell you, I don't know what happened to me. I didn't know. I was not sleeping. And I longed for that hug, for that, for that period. And every day I asked him, I would sit down, putting my hand and put. He said, not now, when I meditate then. What does it mean? It means when you are in meditation, whether it is perfect or not, it helps even animals. Children are like animals. Even cat, animals. That is why the sutra says, Ahimsa pratisthayam tat sannido vairatyaga. You don't walk in front of the animals, say, I am never killed. Animals will kill you. So what? But when you are in meditation, you emanate so much power because you have attained the state of equilibrium where you are in touch with the center of love which is flowing equally for all. Then you have nothing, no ahimsa. For that period it is said, ahimsa pratisthayam tat sannido vairatyaga. Not for all the time. I say ahimsa pratisthayam and I insert my hand in snake's, hole. You bite. If a snake does not bite, it's not doing its duty. When you are in meditation, trying to do meditation, you are safe, you are best, you are fully protected by that mind which says, body is in the mind, but whole of mind is not in the body. In the forest, when we are all alone and suddenly at night we have to go through the forest which is full of cobras and tigers and bears, what they teach us? They teach us to create a ring of the light around us. How do we do that? By bringing forward that mind, which is not only in the body, but which is outside the body. And no animal can come near you. You will have a shock. When you are in deep meditation, ask, really you have attained something. If somebody touches you, like with the finger, that person will have shock. That is a sign and symptom of a deep meditation. That can be recorded. Another sign and symptom is this. So in Detroit, I've not forgotten that story. In the conference, I said, can you tell me how you meditate and I want to become your disciple? So that Mr. Black, he was a businessman. He said, yes, you can become my disciple, I will teach you. I said, what happens to you, sir, when you meditate? First give me some glimpse. He said, when you are in meditation, you don't have body consciousness. You forget the world. I said, thank you. I need it and I want to become your disciple. I said, can you demonstrate? A guru should demonstrate. Then you learn. He sat down. So I told Dr. Baker, I said, get burning charcoal. He said, Swami, in this country, charcoal is not burnt. I said, just give me something which burns. He said, I will bring just now. He rushed and did not bring anything. I said, put it over his head. He opened his eye. Why are you doing this to me? I said, but you were in meditation. How did you know what I was doing today? That method, which still makes you aware of the world, is not perfect. It means you have not. Few minutes, few seconds, you should be completely away from body consciousness of the world. Those moments are very good for health, will increase your longevity of life. Withdrawing of the senses will voluntarily isolate your mind, help you in concentration. But then another point comes which disturbs your concentration, and that is rush coming back, from the basement. Whenever your mind is little bit free, you start thinking of past. All the impressions come forward. What technique will you apply during that time? The technique is to let go. No matter what happens. I have controlled my senses. I don't allow my mind to run. My breath is harmonious. My posture is still. I will not be swayed by any form that comes in my mind during meditation. My girlfriend comes, to let go. Bank comes, to let go. Beautiful car comes, to let go. You decide that no matter what comes in your mind, you are not going to get involved with your mental image. How will it help? Remember the sutra. Vritisarupyam, etc. You are identifying yourself with the vritti, thinking process. And that's what you are. You are weak because you are identifying yourself. If you can get free, then immediately you will realize your true self. When you are weak, negative, that makes you very weak and frightened. You can think that this whole house is haunted by the ghosts. You see. You can even feel that somebody is twisting your neck. You can create a ghost for yourself. It's not there. Because concentration of mind you have attained, now you don't know how to use it. So after pratihara, you should learn how to witness. You know, witnessing something is very important. Suppose you give me something to ask, somebody, God forbids, I need medicine for someone. And doctor says, if you bring medicine just now, I can save the patient, but if you don't bring, the patient will die. I drive car very cautiously. I don't go on counting the trees and other cars and people looking at people. My mind is focused towards medicine. There is no disturbance. Aim should be built first thing. That I have not talked about it. Learning to attain the aim is second thing. But learning to build the determination is very important, which is called Sankalpa Shakti. It's not physical power, it's mental power. You are getting all the aspects of mind to support you in meditation. Why? I want to attain the kingdom of Lord within me. That's what Bible says. I want to attain the center of consciousness. That's what psychologist says. I want to attain samadhi. That's what yogi says. I want to attain absolute truth. That's what Vedanta says. It's one and the same. They all say one and the same thing. That's why Bible says, be still and know that I am God. One sentence. New Testament, no Old Testament. They knew. The old sages of Jewish tradition knew what happens after distilling the body. Moses knew. What did he do for more than 40 days on the mount? What did he do there? You think he ran around whole day? He was in meditation. He was in meditation means he was not with the world, he was with God. That is called meditation. Training yourself to go to that. So after Pratyahara, your mind is voluntarily isolated from the external world so that you can meditate. But there comes a problem. From the basement, all the sanskaras will come forward. For that, there is only one method, witnessing. In English, that is called introspection. Inspecting within. But that is the advanced stage of witnessing. In witnessing, you don't inspect. You inspect when you have power to inspect. You have a power to inspect all the symbols running, passing through the train of mind. You get the power. Now I will be not involved, no matter what happens. I will be not involved. I tell you one thing. This is something in context I'll tell you. When I was 24 years of age, so my master sent me to a prostitute's house, whose girl was very beautiful, extraordinarily beautiful. She used to study in the college. He never told me where. He said, go that I had convertible Lincoln car, blue color. There were only 3 cars in India. I had one of them. Because I was very fond of cars and good dresses. I was a student. And he said, go and park car at such and such place. A girl will come, bring her to me. And that girl was taught to be funny with me. So instead of sitting behind, she sat next to me in the front seat. And she wanted to come closer. I said, you behave. I said, sit behind. I said, how can you be such a rude, being a yogi? He said, so suddenly I became conscious. I said, am I being rude? He said, yes. I don't mean. She said, I don't mean anything. I didn't do anything to you. So I thought it was my own problem. When I started driving, she put her hand around. I said, hey, don't do this. She said, you are afraid of my hand? I said, no. So then he brought her mouth near my cheek. I stopped the car. I said, you better stop here. He said, you have not learned enough. I said, doesn't matter whether I have learned or not. Will you please get out of the car? She said, no. I literally dragged her out and drove the car. And it was 3 miles away from the place where my master was sitting. He said, what happened? I said, I dropped her on the way. She was misbehaving. She said, the girl was misbehaving with you? How it is possible? You must have misbehaved. I said, swear, I'm not misbehaved. You know I never lied to you. He said, you dropped her, that is misbehaving. You are a very weak person. How will she come, walk, go back? I drove the car to that place. I said, will you please? She said, I will sit in the front. I said, no. You sit in the back. You are a good guest, sit like that. She sat down. She started singing something. I said, do you like my voice? I said, certainly not. Because I know music and you have not practiced. You see, your swaras are not good. Okay, I said, this is at the morning hours. Why do you not sing Yogiya Rag? I don't know that. So I said, sing this, Bhatiyara or something. She said, no. I said, Bhairavi. She did not know anything about it, you know. I said, okay, don't talk nonsense, keep quiet. We came. My master asked her. He said, she must have told something. She called. Don't you feel excited to see this young woman? I said, certainly not. I was annoyed. Instead of, the way she behaved. He said, this is not the way. I want you to remain very strong in the world. Nothing should affect you. If you do something, do it, and don't say that you committed mistake. If you are killed, If you are hit, if you are jailed, then that is your responsibility. You never complain that I have committed a mistake, I am sorry. Never learned that thing. Whole day from morning and evening, what do you say? Your husband says, where were you? Sorry, honey. Then son says, Mom, where were you? Sorry, boy. 100 times you use sorry, what do you mean by that? It's 100 times you acknowledge your mistakes, really that will create a complex in your heart and mind. My master said, never do it. When you do something, know that you are doing it, and when you do, have that responsibility for the consequences. With this, willpower is never weakened. This is my point. Then you can learn from the society what is right and what is wrong. If you are committing mistake, society will teach you. If you are doing wrong, they will kick you. What I mean to say? One should learn to be very strong from within. If you want to do something, do it. Nothing should be able to influence you, impress you, affect you. Because then external world will toss you around and you will be not guided by your own self within. Best of man and best of woman is he or she, those who are guided from within. Many times say, this is not the right, why should you say, do like that? I do it. I scold somebody. People said, I don't like scolding. I said, then don't come to me. You need it. You see? Because I don't have much time. Patanjali has wrote Sutras. Swami Rama says briefly something. Shut up, that's enough. This is a sutra. I don't have much time to explain. Somebody will come and Panditji will explain, then they go crying to Panditji. Swamiji says, shut up. The Panditji explains, he must have said like this, he must have said like this. And somebody goes to Kamal. Kamal says, what a big thing he said. He tells me every day. Don't feel bad. People have their own explanation because it is a short mantra. Now, after you have understood dharana, dharana means when you isolate your mind and then make your mind, train your mind so that your mind does not get involved with the symbols going on in your mind. Look here, symbolism means imagery. When you imagine, what is that? Imagination. Image within is called imagination. I look at you, that impression through my octave nerves goes to my mind, that impression is image. On the basis of those many images, I imagine. Your imagination is based on this. So Patanjali says, your imagination is full of fantasy, full of fancy. Your imagination leads you to sloth and you go to sleep. Your imagination brings back all the impressions which are disturbing to you. You are married, you are not supposed to remember your boyfriend from college. You see? So Patanjali talks how that image can create many faces, can make many faces, can wear many garbs. You see? How that image can cry, how that image can laugh, how that image can control your life, how that image can tell you what is right and wrong, and that's what you do. And it's a simple dead image, an impression. When you know that simple impression and dead image is controlling your life, what good is this life? Then you suddenly know the relationship of matter with living consciousness. How consciousness is involved with matter. How Purusha is involved with Prakriti. How Purusha is involved with Prakriti. The way you are involved with your image. The way your life is controlled by your imagination. Simple way. This simile will help. The girl is not there, but her image, impression is there. You are sitting down, you are smiling. What did I do? In this country, Salt Lake City, I asked one of the cameramen to come. He put the camera and I told the students to meditate. And I said, those. So there were some monks. Everybody was meditating. I said, only 10 minutes. He said, give us 5 minutes time. I said, no camera for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes time, somebody was doing like this. Somebody was doing like this. Somebody was doing like this. Everybody is making 100 faces. Why those faces were being made by you in meditation? Because that symbol, that impression was affecting you. And your face was index that tells you. Face is index of your heart. It means your thought, that image affects your heart, that is reflected on your face. So the relationship between emotion and thought is very close. You will see that image, impression, becomes a sort of symbol for you. Now, another point. What is the relationship between symbol and sound? If this sound is arrested, it is not heard outside. It is heard up to certain space. That symbol, this sound, will definitely make a pattern. This will make different pattern because this will make different pattern. This will make different pattern. Every sound has its pattern, means its form. So form and sound are mingled. Who produced the form? Sound. Who produced this whole material world? Sound. What is that sound? God alone knows. That's why the Bible says, in the beginning there was Word and Word was God. You see. Many sages tried to interpret this. That Creator alone knows which was the sound which created this form, which is called world. But we very well know what is that sound we create when we build a house. A thought comes in our mind, and that thought is the builder of my house. And that thought mingles with the thought of my wife, and then my children, and then my neighbors, and then my architects, and it becomes a house. So how many symbols get together, make a building where I live? Your thought is a builder of your world, which is not the world created by the Lord, but world created by yourself. You have a problem not from the world created by the nature, but the world created by you. So remember, all your problems should not be projected on others. They are yours. You can solve them, very easily solve them, if you try to understand. Others will not understand. You can understand them better. What therapist does? He puts many questions to you to find out what the problem is. Same thing you can do it. In the meditative state, which is called dharana, you allow that image to come. Image wants to talk to you. You let go. You are not becoming indifferent. No. You are allowing it to go away. This is the time of meditation. This is not the time for you. If you are eating when you have to sleep, and if you are sleeping when you have to eat, your whole life will be upset. My life gets upset. This is the time of meditation. How this image is coming in my mind? Have that determination to let go. When time comes, I will recall you. Please see me when I am not meditating. All the problems should come to me when I am not meditating. Sometimes you can use meditation for escape. I am telling you. A wife did not have good relationship with her husband. The time might come. They get disgusted, repeating same thing again and again, having the same relationship. So they get disgusted. Instead of going on holiday, they want to divorce each other. I said, better go on long holiday, come back, meet as though you are new lovers. Why are you doing all this? So, here comes. When you do in dharana, you find all these problems coming up from the basement, negative, positive, unconcerned. Britis become active when conscious mind is trying to be. There's only one thing, learning to inspect after that. Next step of witnessing is not merely inspecting. Klishta, aklishta. You will find two types of images traveling in that mental train. Some are helpful. If you reject everything, then nothing will happen to you. That is not. Witnessing means just only watching. You will not grow. No, you have to nourish those thought patterns, those feelings which are helpful for you. And you have to reject those which are not helpful for you. Why? Because that is your life. You reject that is not needed. You reject the thing that is not needed in bathroom. You reject all the time. Through your exhalation, you reject this and go forward. Life is acceptance and rejection. Why do you forget that? Then you learn klishta, aklishta. You really learn nature through experience. You see. When you are doing that, your mind becomes one-pointed. And one-pointed mind can become inward. It is not outside, it is becoming inward. Such is called dharana. You see. Then comes dhyana. There is difference in dhyana and dharana. Dharana means making mind one-pointed. Dhyana means expanding that one-pointed mind to universality. Dhyana is expansion. Dharana is narrowing down. When all the waves of the ocean are swallowed by one wave, that is called dharana. You see. When there are no desires, no thoughts disturbing your one thought, which is a thought of determination, that is called dhyana. Dhyana means expansion. That expansion should lead you to the eternal, that leads you to samadhi. That I will explain to tomorrow. It's going to be more. What is samadhi and what is dhyana? Then I will talk to you about philosophy of kleshas and how can you help yourself with the help of non-attachment and vairagya and abhyasa. This will be subject tomorrow. If you have question, Panditji will answer. He has to.